Good afternoon. Welcome to Rundlii Gaming. So we're continuing on again from with XCOM, which if you haven't already watched the previous video, definitely check it out. And pretty much everything's pretty much stable as far as these go. We lost two countries, but for the most part, not a big deal. Because sometimes you will lose some. Ideally, it's best to keep them all, but it is what it is sometimes. The last thing we left off with as well is we have a UFO landing, so we're going to have to deal with that. And let's check out our facility. Yeah, so we pretty much rebate everything that we build. Got enough electricity to go for a little bit. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much set at this point. Um, though we may check the barracks just to make sure there's... Yeah, so everything's purchased in it. So I don't think we really need that anymore. I could be wrong here, but I don't think we do. We don't really need the Nexus because we already have enough satellites. This one's just a little bit more efficient as far as like the number of satellites you need with it. Alright, so just in case we need another building at some point, we have it there. Alright, so what we have here is a sectoid commander, floaters, heavy floaters, and mutiny leads. So, we are going to go ahead and send them in. Oh. That would be a good reason to keep the officer school. Because I don't think we get any of the benefits for... so it'll take 8 more days, so we won't be able to use the benefits on this particular run. So we're going to be running in with 4 people on this one. Assault, assault, assault. I'll go and throw in this assault. That way he can start working on his psionic abilities. So for future reference, if you do play this game, I probably would not get rid of the officer training school, because I guess getting rid of that means that you have nothing that, like, you can't use any of the abilities from that school. So I thought after you learn them, maybe I could just get rid of it after, but let's see if we can actually hit him from here. Yeah, I probably should just move up and take him out. And then hopefully this doesn't spawn a bunch of other stuff. We do know, though, that there's only 13, which means there's probably 4 groups, and then the commander's by himself. Alright, so took him out. This will take him out. Oh, I guess not. We might be able to actually use his other ability here. Mind Fray. Doesn't show to be any kind of damage though. Oh, so he took 5 on that. Alright, so we're gonna run about here. It'll probably be a pretty low chance because that's a pretty far shot. But come on, one more. You failed me. Ah, grenade. So that hurt a little bit. Again, nothing that major though. Alright, so we're going to get in a little bit closer here. One of these are bound to take him out, so... Alright, so we did kill 3, so that means we're down to 10. This also does look like it is a small ship, so there's a very good chance many of them could just be inside there. Usually some will be scattered on the outside as well, but... Alright, so we're going to move up a little bit. A little bit behind her. And then he'll just move here. And we'll just end turn. I could go through and actually reload everybody, but I think ammunition-wise we should just be fine. Alright, so we'll go ahead and end our turn here. Again, not a good position to be in, but since we didn't spawn anything, we should not be shot at this round. Alright, so basically we are poised at this point, because as you can see it's kind of, not still a pretty decent sized ship, it's not a small one, but so there's not going to be like one single room. But basically we're going to do the normal method, which is prepare our people to run through the doorway and shoot everyone within that room. And then basically just keep rinse and repeating that through each of the rooms. Then hopefully don't spawn over 4 monsters, because more than 4 will be a little bit of an issue. So I may actually poise a few of these on this side. Alright, so he's one of these groups are probably down that way. Alright, so probably what we're going to do though is we're going to go this way. Because this room's open here. So I want to make sure that we don't spawn anything that we don't actually need to. Or if we do spawn it, we want to make sure that we can control it fast enough to where we won't run into problems. Alright, so we will end the turn here. Ah, well, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so I guess the big thing here is we might want to check to make sure that they don't run through one of these doorways. So basically we're just going to do a little bit of positioning here. So if they run through this door, we'll have 2 people ready to gun them down there. And then 2 for this side. So if they go within 4, they're going to get pretty much annihilated. We're going to end turn one more time just to see if they're going to continue moving towards us. Actually, let's give it one more. Alright, so basically from the looks of it, we're pretty much surrounded at this point. We haven't spawned anything, so we'll give it one more. Alright, so who do we see? Alright, so they moved all the way over here. Alright, so we're gonna... Yep, so we're gonna double tap this, 80% chance, 50% to crit. This guy here is going to make a run all the way for it. Just to make sure... Oh, and he has 4 health. So he's just like a not as good one. Because basically they have the updated ones, which can basically shoot better and do more damage and... Those guys, basically, as long as I hit them, they explode, so... Alright, so we're gonna get our group all the way over to this door. Or maybe I will not. Alright, so the one guy in the end will probably be shot at. Alright, so this should kill him. Alright, so probably what we're going to do with everybody is just overwatch for a round. Just to see who filters in. Unfortunately, we're only running with 4 people, so we're a tad more limited than I usually prefer for this situation. So running out extremely fast and just trying to annihilate them all would probably make us lose someone. Alright, so it looks like we just have this one door. Two, three, four. Okay, so we can actually move with everybody. We may see if we can just take everybody out. Alright, so this should curt him out. We'll run this one straight out. Since there's 4 here, that means we should be able to kill everybody this round. I don't think we really need, because we should be doing about 15 damage if we crit. Alright, so next one will be another running gun. Blast him out. Yeah, because if we would have charged earlier, we would have run into the slight problem that there would have been 6 of them, and we couldn't just kill all of them in a single round. This should give us, just in case, since there's only 90% chance to crit, we're gonna double tap just to be on the safe side. Alright, so at this point, now we're going to position on the door. And we'll end everybody's turn. So we took 4 out here, the 2 at the bottom, and 3 at the start. So, alright, so we'll open this door up just to see if there's anything in here. Which there is not. So I'm gonna move center here. Oh, really nothing? Totally expected someone to be there. Yeah, we took 3 of the flyers out earlier, plus 2 of the weak flyers, so 5. 6, 7, 8 for the big red guys with the guns. So there should be about 5 left. Alright, so I'm going to run through this door here. Alright, we'll just see if we can take him out again. There we go. That must have miscounted somewhere, but yeah, so we killed all 13. And that's a good thing about having more information before you walk into these battles. Later on, when you get a little bit better technology, like the relay thing, I think it actually gives you information as to what you're coming up against each round. So otherwise, we are waiting. I don't need money. So we're waiting for the officer training school to come back up. I forgot to actually arm that. So that's the next thing I have to check for, is making sure we arm each and every one of those. Alright, so this is a scout, so there's only 7 on it. Hangar. Alright, so we have an EMP cannon on this one. That's why I said with the EMP, it's really good at just taking out anything, pretty much. Objective, final preparations. I have a feeling it's probably a better idea to take this one out immediately. I mean, there's still only 10 there, but we still don't have our training school. Now, if I was running any other team, this would have been horrible to lose 2 people on your team, but I do have to play it a little more safe, though, as I'm running this team, because they're going to be more susceptible to actually losing people, so... And I'd really not want to lose a colonel over the fact of just demolishing one of my buildings, so...
They've been protecting this ship with their most advanced technology, so it's safe to assume whatever they've gotten there is crucial to their invasion effort. We should expect heavy resistance. They're not going to make this easy on us.
Alright, so basically we're going to line both 2-man teams on each side of this rock. There are 10 people on this ship, so this should be easy enough to run on. Because generally I go with the estimate that for every turn that I have with one of these people, I should kill one of theirs. As long as everything works out as, somewhat ideally. Alright, we'll end our turn again. Where's their ship at? Oh, I'm not really sure where their ship is. This is up this way. Alright, so we'll make a line on there. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well, that's not good. Yeah, sadly I can't really get anywhere near there that's going to be able to take it out very effectively. So for the time, we're probably going to keep pushing this way. In all honesty, I'm not sure where they're hiding their ship. Alright, we'll end our turn there again. Alright, so there's another mech. Yeah, they're definitely not playing around with this one. Alright, so basically we're just going to... This could spawn a bunch of stuff. So we know that there's 10. Now, we know that there are at least 2 groups of those, so that's 6 of them. That means there's 4 of something else. So it could be like a commander and one more mech. But we at least know where the bulk of this stuff is so far. And then next turn, we're going to actually prepare for running gun, and hopefully gun down the mech in one turn. Hopefully he doesn't do too much crazy amount of damage to us. Unless he's basically overwatching, which could be the case also. Is he overwatching? No, I guess not. Alright. Well, we didn't crit him. So the next thing, we will run a gun again. We have to take out this mech. It'll be a big, big issue if we don't. Alright, so this first one, we'll take out the close guy here. Or apparently he won't because he can't see him. Alright, so this one's going to move here. Take this one out. Alright, so it looks like some of the rebels this way. So probably gonna just head towards that way. And hopefully that one extra square doesn't spawn anything, but we should be safe. At this point, we'll end our turn. Alright, so we know something's up this way. So we can't run up that hill, so we will just push forward this way. Alright, and we'll end our turn again. Okay, yep, so that's our ship. So we may go ahead and reach up to these guys here. Let's see what we're dealing with. Alright, we didn't find anything on this one. Move him right behind that one. Alright, so pretty much we're wanting to get rid of this group up here first, which we're still not finding. The big reason I'm not actually double moving is that I want to save my run and gun for when we do find them, we can get positioning on them and then take them out. I think at this rate I may as well just go out for the ship. Yeah, so we're just going to make our way back here and then just take that out. Again, usually not very good placement, but all I'm really doing is trying to keep so that I don't spawn anything halfway through my turn. And that's the big thing you'll actually notice with what my movement tactics usually are. Because usually if you don't spawn them before your actual move starts, then they normally won't actually spawn into you and actually attack you. Sometimes they'll run into your group because they also move, but they won't be able to actually move into you and then actually shoot. So, because that a couple grenades would probably demolish this team if it was anyone else that I was playing against. So normally you'd want to use like regular tactics where you're actually just grabbing cover, spreading out a little bit. But this is more so, just a team that's set up to actually kill them out as quickly as possible. Alright, so we're probably going to take cover behind this log. Yeah, because generally, if I do spawn anything, most of the time I should kill it that same round. That's always the objective. I know sometimes that doesn't quite occur, then sometimes we take a few points of damage, but nothing that's killed anyone as of recently. Yeah, so like in this case it was their turn, so they actually ran into my group. Which means so as I said, I saved my run and gun just so that if they do spawn, we could just take them out real quickly like that. Oh, I guess I'm going to waste the third run and gun just because he can't shoot. Actually, he might be able to mind fray him. He can. That's like the only actual real benefit of getting those abilities, because sometimes that will actually give you a little bit of range. Whereas normally with shotguns we don't really have much range. I usually use my range as like my support. Though I don't have my support right now. And since I basically saved our spot here, we should hopefully not spawn anything. So we'll end our turn again. And then we'll continue on our trip over here to Alright, so we'll see if this spawns anything. Alright, so this would probably be a good time to Overwatch as well. I don't know if the abilities stack, but we have Overwatch, and then if they run up on my group, they'll probably also get shot with that too. And again, we also know that there's only 10 things in here. We've already killed 5, because the mech has 2 drones, and then the 2 guys that just flew on us a minute ago. So we know that there's only going to be 5 left. And since we know the mech is down that way, to the south of us, we'll either finish him off as our last thing, or he's going to walk up to the ship here, and we'll have to deal with him then. Let's see if we need to deal with that now. Yeah, we probably do. Yeah, that's why I don't like spawning things right at the end of my move. So if that hits, it should kill him. We might actually end our turn instead of throwing all of our stuff there, because hopefully he'll just shoot at that one. We may end up spawning more, but we know that there's only 4 others. Or we may just end up cutting this guy off altogether. Alright, so we'll end our turn here. Which means he may try to move in towards us, which he did not. We'll overwatch with him just in case he comes running through this door. Overwatch with him for same reason. So if he comes running through the door, he's pretty much dead. so he's not there. Let's just run out here. Huh, where did you go? Unless he jumped to the roof, which I guess that's possible. Alright, so these other two, we're just gonna run them. Or, I guess the better term is dash, but... let her turn here. So, that sounds like it's based on the center room here. We're going to open this door. Open the door. Alright, so nothing spawned in there. Alright. Yeah, I think that's the thing that actually initiates the end of the game.
This is unlike anything else we've previously identified. Based on its physical appearance, I would assume this alien doesn't rely on brute strength. I recommend the troops exercise extreme caution, Commander.
I think I like it better. Weapons obvious.
Commander, that device, it seems to be of great importance to them. Retrieving it for further study should be our highest priority.
Alright, so we'll rapid fire this guy out. Or maybe we won't. Alright, we'll get someone a little bit closer just to make sure that we definitely kill him. Next we'll run and gun this one. That should hopefully kill him. Yeah, because I don't remember if I can actually use mind abilities on this one or not. I know, though, if you do attack with certain weapons, he'll actually reflect it and hit you back with it. Luckily, we've actually upgraded our weapon. That should not be an issue. Alright, so we'll have to do this to kill that one. And we'll double tap this one just to be on the safe side. There's an 80% chance to miss. Alright, so it looks like the last thing we have left to deal with is that mech. Alright, so he's probably closing in on us, which is good. So we may actually just take this side. Because as you've seen with our last fight with it, most likely we're going to need 2 assault on it. Though you haven't actually seen it attack, it does do quite a bit of damage if you don't take it out immediately. And that's a good reason why I don't always run 6 assault on one of the last maps, mostly due to the fact that in doing so you tend to run into problems with the encounter where there's actually 2 of them at the same time. I think for most other groups that would be a problem. I pretty much have to dump 4 my assaults into it and still fight some of the other fodder that's with it. And the fact that it's a very long run to get to them. Because you basically are running across this very open area. And unfortunately they don't my team doesn't really have the range to shoot far away. And since they don't have that range, it can be a little bit of a problem sometimes. Alright. Alright, and we will end our turn again. Mainly we just want to try to close the gap with this thing here. And get within range of being able to run and gun it. So, as of the big thing that we're being careful of is not spawning it before we're ready to actually fight it. Or at least if we do spawn it, it'll be close enough to where we can actually run and gun it. Alright, so basically we're hunting for the last one here. So we'll go ahead and end our turn again. This is probably a little bit further. Alright, we still don't see him. Move up on this ramp here. And we'll end our turn again. Alright, still did not find him. He must have been a pretty long ways out. And we'll end our turn again. Eventually we will find this mech. Alright, we'll end our turn again. It almost makes me wish I just killed him when I seen him earlier. The big reason I didn't is I just wanted to not spawn a bunch of other stuff as I'm fighting it. So I decided to go ahead and run around it, take those out first. But apparently this thing has been traveling. And we'll end our turn again. Alright, so we should be getting a little closer now. And yet again, we will end our turn. Oh, there we go. You were hiding.
We nailed it, Commander. Mission accomplished.
Huh, I don't really know what happened to the other mech. I could have swore I seen it. And this is that thing that we found in the ship.
Recovered from a cloaked ship and guarded by the most powerful being we've ever encountered. What do you think it is?
An object of immense power. Think of all we could do if we unlocked its secrets.
A dangerous sentiment, Doctor.
Sir, I'm picking something up.
Another cloaked ship?
No, sir. It's big.
Tell me that was a coincidence.
Wish I could, sir. That seismic event originated directly beneath our new contact.
Nothing we have would even make a dent in that thing. If you two have any more bright ideas, now's the time.
Alright, so basically got that already. I'm gonna definitely wait. We have another UFO crash. So yeah, so what you should see in the next video, it could be very close to the ending, depending on
I appreciate your
how much other stuff I have to get done.
research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab. This specimen appears to be at the top of the alien hierarchy, and for good reason. As you've probably seen, its physical form is not suited for combat by any means. However, these elders have an incredible pool of psionic energy at their disposal, which helps to explain why the other species are subordinate to them. I accept the fact that there could be risks involved in studying this new alien device, but the enemy leaves us with no other choice.
We're coming down to the wire here. Now that we've backed the aliens into a corner, I think we'll see what they're really made of. Personally, I expect nothing short of pure desperation in their resistance. They've invested too much to go down without a fight.
Alright, yeah, so as I mentioned, the next video should show, at the very least, the next UFO. We may also try to get the big ship as well, depending on if I need to do a bunch of research before then, and how much time it actually takes to take out the next UFO, plus other stuff. So definitely watch for that. If you've enjoyed the videos thus far, definitely go back and watch the previous ones, any of the ones that you have not seen so far. Otherwise, thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming, and you have a good